Hi, my name is Mariia Levchenko. I'm dialogue facilitator, project manager at Berghof Foundation and Women PeaceMaker 2024. I do work in the communities inside Ukraine, where we work on fostering social cohesion and dialogue programs in terms of creating safe and brave spaces to connect and share experiences about the war. And outside of Ukraine, I do work in communities in Ethiopia, particularly empowering women to take leadership position in dialogue programs. The most important thing for our communities is to have just peace. It's really, for Ukraine, we have a lot of territories that are under Russian occupation. So we do want to have transitional justice first and then restorative justice, where people who have been committing crimes will respond and reply to them. And then, of course, we want to create a sustainable peace where people get an opportunities not only to share about the experiences of the war, but really to heal from them. In 2014, Russia annexed Crimea, and then I asked myself a question: what can I really do? How can I support and help my communities? So that's when I started to follow the peace building work, and I decided, okay, I'm gonna start a dialogue facilitation program, and I started my own NGO working with internally displaced persons. And since that time, for the last 10 years, I've been actively engaged throughout the world. When we talk about facilitation, we usually talk about the dialogue. We have to be quite clear on that. And I do believe that dialogue is a tool, dialogue is an art, and dialogue is a philosophy, where we can really create a space for people to try to let go of the worries they have and try to understand the other human being in a much deeper level. And it's not really about accepting, it's more about understanding that any other opinion has a right to exist. And in Ukrainian communities, working as a dialogue can be particularly hard. Right now, dialogue is a super sensitive term. People are afraid to engage in the dialogue, and they always ask ourselves, dialogue with who? We cannot have dialogue with Russia. But we try to explain the dialogue is much more than that. Dialogue is bringing communities together, and dialogue does help them to heal. Through my fellowship, I do hope that I will make communities more inclusive and more peaceful. Of course, I will focus on working with Ukrainian diaspora outside in Germany, trying to give them tools, abilities to really engage in this line of work, because we all tend to lose hope at some moments of time. So I do hope that the instruments and making communities more inclusive and tolerant to each other will really contribute to making our society more peaceful. I think I have this dual approach to this program. First of all, I know it's an incredible opportunity to connect to the women who are doing the same work as I am. Yes, of course, in a different context, but we still have the same hardships and challenges. So it's really a space for us to create and forge connections that I hope will last for a lifetime. And then the second of all, it's of course for me to explore the research a little bit more. I do hope to focus on Ukrainian diaspora in Germany, trying to see how I can support them and how I can really pave the way for them to be more active in the peace building field.